Throughout human history, people have told many myths about dying and rising gods. These myths tend to share a similar pattern of a god being unjustly killed and miraculously resurrected to life. Personally, I think that there is something true about these ancient stories, something that gets to the heart of being human. One of these stories that is fairly typical of dying and rising gods is an Egyptian story about a god named Horus. Have any of you heard of this story about Horus? One person, good. So that if I get it wrong, you can just come and tell me, right? Okay, I got this from a mythology book, so I think I'm okay, but let me know. So Horus was the son of a gods Osiris and Isis. Osiris was the king, but Osiris had an evil brother named Set who wanted to kill Osiris so that he could be king. They're like rival brothers. Set also wanted to kill his nephew Horus because Horus would have been the rightful heir to the throne. So far, if you are thinking, wow, this sounds a lot like the Lion King, you are correct. You are right on track. Osiris is like King Mufasa, and Set is like Scar, and Horus is like cute little Simba. Set, in fact, does kill his brother Osiris through an act of trickery. Young Horus hides with his mother Isis for many years out in the wilderness. There was a prophecy among the gods that Horus would eventually avenge his father's death by defeating Set. Well, Set, as you can imagine, wasn't too happy about this prophecy, so he began a mission to find and kill young Horus. One day, Set found Horus and sent scorpions to bite and poison the young boy while his mother was in the city. When Isis returned, she found the young Horus lying lifeless. Set already killed Isis's husband, and now he killed her son. But Isis leaned over her dead son and chanted some magic words and resurrected her son back to life. Horus was a dead and rising god. And now that Horus was alive again, he went with his mother to find his father's body so that they could resurrect Osiris back to life too. When they found Osiris's body, Isis chanted some more spells and resurrected this god back to life as well. So in this one story, we have two gods who were unjustly killed and resurrected back to life. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Now that Osiris is back to life and a few years have passed so that Horus is a little bit older, Osiris decided that the time had come to deal with Set, which means that Osiris wanted revenge. Osiris asked his son Horus, "What is the most glorious deed that a man can perform?" And Horus replied to his father, "To take revenge upon one who has injured his father or mother." This answer pleased Osiris so much, and he taught his son how to use weapons of war in order to kill Set. And eventually, Horus defeated Set and captured him. But just before Horus was about to kill Set, Isis suddenly felt great compassion for this enemy of theirs, for Set, and she cast a spell so that Horus would drop his weapons, which allowed Set to escape. Horus was enraged that his mother could let their enemy go. He yelled at his mother and asked, how could she let Set survive? He complained that Set is evil and his ways are cruel beyond imagining. Horus's desire for revenge could not be contained, and so in a fit of rage, Horus chopped off his mother's head. Horus was infected by the very evil that he sought to destroy. The resurrected Horus became just as evil as Set. Horus sought revenge against Set for killing his father, which apparently he thought was the most glorious thing. But now Horus had attempted to kill his own mother. I tell you this story on this Easter Sunday because I think there is an important truth in it. You see, we live in a world that is often consumed with some form of violence and revenge. Osiris, Isis, Set, and Horus lived in a world that's actually pretty similar to our own. Like them, it's easy for us to believe that the way to peace or to justice is through some form of violence or revenge. But the resurrected Horus shows that violence and revenge cannot be contained. Horus becomes consumed by his violence. The evil that he tries to destroy becomes the evil that he inflicts. This is the truth that the Horus resurrection story reveals to us, that violence leads us to become the mirror image of our enemies. That's why the Jesus story is so radical and important. Like Horus, Jesus was unjustly murdered and then resurrected to new life. But Jesus was not resurrected to seek revenge. Jesus' father did not tell him that the most glorious deed is revenge. Jesus and the Father who resurrected him did not come back for revenge against his followers who abandoned him and betrayed him to the cross. Nor did Jesus seek revenge against the Roman Empire for killing him. Jesus was resurrected to transform this whole pattern and understanding of the divine realm. It's natural for us to think that God is a little bit like Horus, that we need to stay in our line and obey, otherwise God will get angry, and God sometimes has an anger management problem, which could lead to uncontrollable violence and rage. So be sure to behave and don't make God angry. The resurrected Jesus undoes all of that bad theology. It claims that even when we kill Jesus on the cross, Jesus resurrects and responds not with a desire for revenge, but with words of forgiveness and peace. And Jesus comes to Mary this morning, and he gives her a mission to spread the word about his resurrection and his resurrected peace and forgiveness. The good news that is beyond my ability to comprehend is that God is not out to get us. God is entirely for us and all people because God entirely loves us. That's the message of the Christian resurrection story. But Jesus was also resurrected to transform not only our understanding of God, but our human pattern from one that seeks revenge and payback to one that stops the cycle of revenge with nonviolent action that seeks a more just world. Now, there are Christians who deny the resurrection of Jesus. And I'm not talking about the debate over whether Jesus was resurrected in bodily form. Because here's the thing. Many Christians passionately believe in the bodily resurrection of Jesus, but they don't believe in the message of Jesus' resurrection. They actually deny the resurrection of Jesus because they really believe in the resurrection of Horus, the resurrection of revenge, the resurrection that claims that violence solves our problems. And I'm here to admit to you that there are times when I am one of those Christians who denies the message of the resurrection. There are times when I have doubts in the peace offered by the resurrected Jesus. There are times when I'm tempted to believe in the resurrection of Horus. For example, my son has a bully at his school. He frequently comes home and tells me that his bully teases him and threatens him. And we've talked with the school counselor and have tried to do all of the right things to make him safe. But there's something deep inside of me that says, that kid will get his. And I hope it happens sooner than later. When I notice that desire for revenge bubbling up inside of me, I know that it's time for me to take a step back, be present to my son, and pray for this boy to be transformed who is bullying my son, and pray for my own transformation too. Because, friends, the resurrected Jesus reveals that the way to true justice is not through the desire for revenge or violence. The way to true justice is through love, because the resurrection reveals that in the end, love wins. May we receive the unconditional love of Christ's resurrection on this Easter day, and may we share that love with one another and the world forevermore. Amen.
Hi everyone, this is Adam Erickson, reminding you that no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome at Clackamas United Church of Christ. We are located at 15303 Southeast Webster Road in Milwaukee, Oregon. We are so glad that you found this podcast. All of our podcasts will always be free, but we rely on the financial support of our members and our friends. If this podcast meant something to you, you can help us out in two ways. You can share this podcast with someone you think might be interested. You can also help us financially by donating to the wonderful missions we have here at Clackamas United Church of Christ. To do so, you can go to our Facebook page, our website, or our YouTube channel, and click on the Donate Here button. Our worship services start at 10:30 on Sundays, except for during the summer months when we start at 10 o'clock. If you would like more information on our church, you can visit our website at c-ucc.org. You can also reach out to me through email at adam@c-ucc.org. Until next time, grace and peace be with you.